Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yo, 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 what up, everybody? Wrong one. All right, so I'm gonna try to go over a little quick analysis real quick. Just gonna start from the monthly and see and go from there. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Oh man, I'm gonna need to charge my phone too right now. Let me see. Hold on one sec, give me 1 second. All right. Yo, 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 what up, everybody? All right, so I'm gonna just do a quick little analysis. You know, I'm gonna start from the monthly and then I'm gonna work my way down. All right, so kind of what I see right here. All right, so what I see right here, we're on the monthly right now. Just kind of gonna go over a few zones, find a few zones. All right, so we have a resistance right here. So we have a resistance there, probably like more like that right there. Could say something like that. And then we do have a support pretty much right here. So we are kind of still in that range. We can say we probably have another range right here, or even say this one. But I mean, if you're going upwards, this was one, this is a resistance, this is also a support, and then there's another resistance right there. So we kind of do see a level 1 and a level 2 right now. So what we see is a possible break above here. We could be you know, into open clear area all the way across. So but that's on the monthly though. Like I say, that's just a higher time frame type of idea. But so this bottom wick pretty much engulfed this whole previous candle. So the opening candle, it did make a small bottom wick. This technically did close underneath this range, so this one's still underneath it. So anytime if this does break above, you know, it could come right back in, because there's a reason why it didn't break above the last month, because it didn't have enough power in a sense. So if it does go up, it could just grab liquidity and then possibly come back down. But it, like I said, it did engulf this whole area right here. So I mean, this whole previous candle and the previous one before that. So it does show some bullish sign. All right, so let's go to the weekly now. To the weekly, I'm just pretty much get the same idea. Probably just even adjust the lines a little bit. Hey, what up, Alan? How you doing? Donna, how you guys doing? What up? What up? Sorry, guys, just seeing messages, but yeah, hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys enjoyed your weekend, and we're back to the charts. It almost feels like it was just yesterday we were on the charts and we didn't even get a break. But oh yeah, and I wasn't sure, Donna, did you end up catching Don Vo's stream earlier today? He answered a bunch of questions and things like that, and maybe, you know, I know he had a ton of people in there, but I'm just wondering if maybe somebody was able to ask a question at least. But yeah, I mean, or you could just even learn from all the questions that they were already asking and stuff. I wanted to go and rewatch it and try to clip some good questions and, you know, promote them here. But yeah, I just was wondering if you. Oh no, you didn't. Oh well. Well, look, maybe this will be a good idea. Like on your free time, obviously. Don Vo, he did like a ask me anything. Look, ask me anything stream earlier today. So I got ads and stuff. But anyways, the ads and in the ads. I'm already talking about ads. He just asked, yeah, you just like a normal little stream, and just a lot of people asked a lot of different questions, and that's all it was about, just asking questions and things like that. So it was an hour, almost 2 hour long stream, depending on how long he got on. But like I said, an hour and a half at least of just answering a bunch of good questions and stuff. And that's the thing, is he only wanted good questions, so he only answered really good questions. So if you guys haven't seen that, that's definitely a good one to watch. But I watched a little bit of it. Oh, that was kind of scary. But anyways, yeah, I watched a little bit of it, and then like I said, I wanted to start clipping it, but I got a little busy, so I was gonna go back and watch it again. But yeah, I just thought that would be helpful in case you ever need, you know, want to watch something or something like that. But yeah, anyways, let me get back to this analysis. So like I said, now that I'm on the weekly, I could adjust these lines a little bit and, you know, kind of put them to where I think these levels could be at. I do see this area still being a good area down here, and we're kind of in that range right now. This is more of a bigger range, so we have that to that, so that's that range all the way down here, and we did just clear right back above it. So this, you know, let's see, there's one and there's two. Okay, so I do kind of see on this, is on the weekly, by the way. So on the weekly, what I see is that pretty much is like the half of this area, because if you see right here, we have a support, and then underneath it we have a resistance. So this line right here goes right through it just perfectly, because like I said, you have one resistance and a support, so it kind of lets you know that that line is pretty much a solid line, like it's a good resistance or support. So since we broke above it, that's why there's a good chance that we could at least touch the top of this range, which is, we're almost right in it, but like I said, we are getting rejected right at the top of it. But like I said, it could still go up. This could be a bottom wick. It didn't break the low, so this is a low here and a low here, and it hasn't broke it, so we're still going up like that. So at any point, this could still go up. But this is on the weekly though. Like I said, that's just a higher time frame, just to kind of look at that. And you know, what range are we in, where we could be going in this next couple weeks. This week, it still has 4 or 5 days left on this weekly chart, so you know, still got quite a bit of days. But like I said, every single day we could be creating either a new low, or we don't break a low and we create a new high. But if you kind of think about it, I mean, this might sound a little weird, but on a weekly time frame, technically looks like a possible 3-piece is possibly forming. So like, just for instance, the idea would be, if we wanted to continue up, we would have to come down here to go back up, correct? Or if we want to go back down, we would have to grab liquidity coming up to come back down like that. So I'm just wondering if these two areas, yeah, these two areas right here are like, you know, where the range we're gonna be in for this next week or so on the weekly time frame. Just because, like I said, if we break above this high right here, it's gonna signal that we could be grabbing liquidity. And if we make our way back down, then what always happens on a 3-piece is that we usually go to the first level of where the start is at. So if we do break above here and come back down, our next target would be this 1950 area. And same thing with going up. If we happen to just wick straight down and we come back up this way, then our next target could be right back again up here. Hey yo, what up, Chromes? What up? Appreciate you for joining. Appreciate it. But yeah, so that's kind of what I see right there. So depending on how this candle happens in the next week will kind of give us an idea almost of what could be possibly happening. As in, like, if we just wick straight down, there's a good chance that if we come back into this range that we could fill it and come back up to these highs. And also the opposite, whereas if we wick straight up, there's a good chance that we could wick back down to go higher. Because in order for us to go higher, what it's looking like it's gonna have to happen on a weekly time frame is that it's gonna have to most likely break these lows at some point, so it could continue higher. So if it does continue higher first, what this is kind of going to tell me is that at some point, if it does come back in here, this was just to grab liquidity so we can go lower. So like that's where it's also going to create something else, where if a three-piece doesn't form, where it doesn't go above and come back down, it could just create like a 42. And if we understand what the 42 would be next, it would be the break of this third candle right here, either the high or the low. And that will give us the idea of which way we're going to be going, to be expecting a fake out to go in the opposite way. So let's say this third candle doesn't break the high or the low and it stays in between these two areas for the next week or so. Then the fourth candle, which will be this one that opens up next week, it's going to determine which way we're going to continue, but it's also going to let us know it's going to go in the opposite direction at some point. So like I said, a three-piece is either going to come down here to create a three-piece so we can go higher, or it's going to go above here so we could go lower. And it's going to give you, it's going to let you kind of know. So I think just by understanding, don't forget what's happening on this weekly, where I saying is that in 4 days from now, if this closes still inside of here, it could be creating a 42. And then the next weekly candle, whichever way it breaks, the high or the low of this candle is going to signal. If it breaks the high this way, it's going to signal fake out somewhere up here, or depending on which location we find it, I'll have to find it exactly. But the idea would be the fake out would come here to come back down. And if it happens to break low, the low of this third candle, it's going to be a fake out down so you can continue back up. So with the war still going on, I think, like I said, if it happens to come down this way, it could be just grabbing liquidity so it could go back up. But this is on a weekly time frame, so it's a little bit more of a longer time frame, but this will kind of give us our direction, where, like I'm saying, is that if we start pumping up, understand that this is creating a three-piece, possible three-piece to come back down. But what I'm thinking it could be creating also is a possible three-piece to come back up, or a 42. So like I said, the 42 is going to either play out, or a possible one of these plays is going to play out, because it's already created the inside bar. So since this is already created, now it's going to be up to what happens on this third candle and the fourth candle. So for the next week or so, we could possibly be waiting for us to come up and then come back down, and we could possibly take this super long possible three-piece down or something, depending on where we're at. But that's on the weekly. Let me go down a little bit. I'm getting a little excited. I can't forget about that weekly though. That weekly is definitely going to be important to keep an eye on, especially for the days coming and stuff like that. But yeah, so yeah, now we're on the daily now. So with the daily, what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo these lines. So on the daily, I'll put them again, the same areas. The high over here, it looks like there's a possible low right here. And then, we could possibly even say there's a low right here or something like that. That's for this area. And then, you could even say something like this, possibly. Something like that. This is more of like a smaller type of ranges, but where I kind of see it though is that, yeah, if this is like level 1, this is level 2. So what I think this could possibly been was a breakout on the daily, and a breakout on the daily would, our area of interest would be this top highs to the left. So if we're kind of expecting us to kind of reach over here, then that might explain what might happen on this weekly, that causes a possible a 3-piece or something, or a 42 or something. So if we happen to come up, this could be our idea of maybe this is to grab liquidity so it could come back down. So that's also a thing on the daily. We're gonna have to keep an eye out for this on this daily. All right, so that's the daily. Let me see what I can see right here. So yeah, and the reason why I kind of have that line there is because, like I said, we have this resistance. We do have some support right here. This is like a little fake out right there. You know, we have this support. These are kind of like the choppy ones. We have a resistance, support, fake out, resistance. So there's a lot of areas of touches and respect right there. So that's a kind of a good rough estimate. I mean, you could even make another one somewhere down here maybe, but yeah, we'll just keep it for there for now. There's even maybe like something minor right here, like yep, that's exactly it. Yo, what up, Galval? I buy at 92, profit 233. Ooh, that's your take profit at 92. So you bought at 92 right now. So your 92 is right here at this area around here. So right here you bought. So what you're expecting is a 2030, and where's your stop loss at? Because if you entered here, and your 2030 would be somewhere right here, this area. And if you kind of think about it on the daily, if this is a breakout right here above here, our level of interest would be this top, you know. So I mean, that's around the 233, 245 area kind of. So I mean, I can kind of see what you're doing, but is that like a swing trade? Or are you taking like profits right now? Are you waiting? Are you gonna hold it? How long is that trade for? We more like scalp around these parts. So yeah, you could leave a level like that. All right, so with that being said, we're gonna have that kind of like that right there. Let me see. All right, let me go down. Let me see on this daily. Let me see what areas we have right here. So we have we're in that zone, and we're in this zone right here. And there's also a smaller one right here. And there's also like a more minor one right there. You don't want too many levels though. So yeah, so we're in this range right now. And it looks like this next support resistance area is around here. All right. Ooh, and check this out. Look at what this is on the daily, by the way. So what this daily is showing kind of is almost like I wonder if this probably could have triggered something. This looks like a possible 3-piece that could have formed, but it did wick way up there possibly for liquidity. Okay, I actually, never mind. Look at, I see this right here. Look at this is on the daily right here. So on the daily, there's actually a 3-piece that formed right here. So look, this is the daily 3-piece that formed, but it never cleared the highs or the lows. But if you notice what happened, it broke the low right here, and then it went down, and it cleared this bottom area. And then right after that was the liquidity grab to go back up. So look, this was a 42 that formed, right? So look, a 42 that formed, and this is where it wicked at. So this is the wick area. So let's go to the 4-hour. Where's the previous low at? The previous low would be in these areas right here. If you look to the left right here, it's pretty much, you could say, look at this low right here. Boom, I'll put that low right there. And then look at where the fake outs probably happened at, exactly right here at that point. Look at exactly, before I even put the line there, I already knew, yo, what up, Lasik? So like I was saying, before I even put the line there, I already knew there was gonna be a fake out right there. Hey, Lasik, you see that? That I just kind of been able to find out where that happened at. So look, I'm on the daily. This is where, I don't know how long you've been here, but look, this is where I coming up with this idea, all right? So look, there's a 42 that formed right here. There's the inside bar. This third one never broke the high of the first one, so it's still inside. and the break of the low of the candle was technically right here at this dot. So this third candle was the dot of the break of the low, and this candle actually wicked down here, breaking this low. So that's why I said is that what happens is that when this is a 42, how would you know where to look? So when you go down to a smaller time frame, that's when you'll be able to find the level. So look, like I was saying, this is the low. So you'll be like, hey, where did this happen at? How would you know this is what you're looking for? Then you go down to the smaller time frame. Exactly, this is on the daily. You go to the 4 hour, and then that's where I'm saying is that you look to the left. This is your areas of your of the previous lows. So this is the area we were looking for, right? So the 42 was already happening from up here, like we were saying on the daily. So with this 42 breaking right here at this low on the 4 hour, look, this is where we were already expecting it to go a little bit lower. So like I was saying is, how low would you know where to look? So that's where I said is, if this is our area of where it was happening at the 42, you would look to the left, and the left was right here. So the low of that left right here is that dotted line. And then I go to the 1 hour, and that's where I'm saying is that, look, that's exactly where the fake out happened at. So that's where I'm kind of saying is that that's where you kind of would have been able to find that fake out for us to ride it back up to the top type of thing. So that was on the daily, and that's the information I got from the daily. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the 4 hour and try to get some information right there. So look, okay, so what that 42 tells me is that there was a fake out down here on the 1 hour for us to go back up, right? So now we need to see what's happening right here. So this 42 already completed, which is right here now. So now we're going to go to the 4 hour, and we're going to see, or let's see on the daily what would be next. And the next thing that did happen after this was a possible another 3-piece that happened, but this closed above this line. So what I'm kind of figuring out is that you need to be watching it live also, so that way you could also figure out if it's breaking the, if it broke back into here. Let's say it just went up and it never broke back underneath that line, you wouldn't activate a 3-piece, so it would kind of let me know a 42 is going to happen. So if we happen to break this high, a fake out most likely will happen around this 209 area. So this 209, so if we happen to go back up and we break this high for some reason around 203, our next target will be 209, and that's where I think the fake out would happen at to come back into this range if it does go back up again. Yeah, no. Okay, and then yeah, let me go back down to this 4 hour now. Let me try to find some levels on this 4 hour. So with this 4 hour now, we're gonna have let me remove these. On this 4 hour, do the same thing and find these levels right here. We're gonna find that right there. So yeah, so pretty much what I'm getting from this idea is that if this is gonna let me know, this is our liquidity pool pretty much. I think this is our liquidity pool. This whole box right here is our liquidity pool. So every time we dip into here, there's a good chance that we make it all the way back up to here. So in order for us to go lower though, I do know that we're gonna have to break this high over here to complete this 3-piece in a sense on the daily. So in order for us to go lower, we're gonna have to go up. Ooh, damn, put all kind of lines. So like I said, in order for us to go lower, we're gonna have to break this top dotted line, and that would be the idea of the 3-piece getting completed to come back down. But like I said, this 42 already played out, and the 42 signals fake out to go in the opposite way. So now is where I'm thinking is we could be testing these highs now. And if, like I'm saying, is that if we break these highs, then it will be a good chance that we continue up. But what I'm saying is that if we break these highs and close back inside of this range, that's what's going to let me know, and I'll be able to figure out what's going to happen if it, gives a 42 idea or not. So yeah, let me go to this 4 hour. Yo, Bands, what up, Bands? So yeah, so this is the idea of the 4 hour now. So what I'm gonna do is find the range for this guy, and the area that I kind of have is, you could kind of say this area, because these are just kind of fake outs right here, fake out, kind of gives that idea of it respects this line more, because if it were to go down, it comes back inside and closes there. So that's kind of the idea of, that's a stronger, more respected line right there. But I mean, you could always move it down lower also, because if we're looking for levels, when we're looking for a 42 or a 3-piece, you know, we do go to the lows and the highs of it. So we could just put the range like that. And this is on the 4-hour now. So on the 4-hour, pretty much going to do the same exact thing and just try to find these levels and you know, where we could be seeing these levels at. I mean, kind of the thing is, the way I do it also is I kind of do it until it makes sense, you know. I'll just move it around a few times, try to make a little story about it, figure out, yeah, this kind of looks like it, because okay, this is my story now of why I see it like this way, is that I see a support here, a support there. I also see a possible support here, because if you look real closely, we did break above. Like if this is the line right here, we broke above, and then when we closed right at the support of that. So we have a support, a resistance right there to the left, and then we have a support right there. So that line in the middle is signaling that we are definitely pretty strong there. So it lets you know that's an important line. And then also, like I said, both of these lines didn't break that line either. They both wicked right there, boom, boom. So it lets you know that's also an important line. You look to the left a little bit, you also have this right here, boom. This could be considered a fake out, which is also, you know, respecting this area because we came back into it. There is a little smaller area here, but we did wick up and close back inside of it. Like I said, these support there. So we could kind of say something like that possibly. So what I'm going to be looking at now on this 4-hour is a possible, if you notice right here, there is a possible, look. Okay, look, it actually looks like a, let's see. Okay, actually, look, if I look left a little bit, so this is what's going to also tell me what's going on too, is that you need to also look left. So I do see a possible like a 42 that formed right here. There's a 42 right there, boom, boom. And then this broke the low right there. So the low of this third candle would be your entry. So technically, if you would have did it at this 4-hour level, like just the break of the low itself, it already did go 28 pips. So that would have been a good idea to get into there. If you wouldn't have closed all of it, you would have hit your break even back again. But what I notice with these things is that they always do a retest. So at some point, if I could find some kind of possible trade again, I might want to wait for a top wick so we could come back down again, because what this signals is also a 42. So what I'm going to go down to a smaller time frame and see what happens in this area. Let's say a low is created on a smaller time frame and this bottom wick touched that low, it would have a fake out right there. And if a fake out happens right there, then that let me know that this is completed and is done already. So now what would happen is to push back up. And in order for us to push back up, we're going to have to break these highs, which is completing that 3-piece. But like I was saying, is that you have to look left. So when you look left over here, look at what's happened is a possible another 3-piece. So the 3-piece never got filled above this high for us to continue down. So this is explaining why when we did come down, it just came back up for a fake out at these levels, and the fake out was to go back up, right? So what I'm seeing is that at some point, if we do go back up, if this is a 42 and this is signaling a fake out to go downwards, what's going to happen is the fake out going to go down so we could come back up, so we could clear this high that would also complete this possible 3-piece over here. So if this would have broken this high, we would have probably continued a lot lower. But since it never broke the high, it created a 42, and that's what this 42 created to go back up. And that's where I'm saying now, you don't just look at this area right here, you have to look left also. So when you look left, like let's say for instance, let's see if I see something. Okay, for instance, the first 3-piece I see on this idea right here is a 3-piece right here. Look, boom, boom, and this is a possible 42 that formed. So look, it broke the high and then it wicked above this first candle high. So it wicking above this first candle high right here signals that this three piece is completed. So now that it broke this high, this wick right here, this wick right here is letting you know, okay, we grabbed the liquidity, now we can continue down. And that's why it ended up going down here. It lets you know, okay, boom, it lets you know, right? So now that we did come back up again, you got to find another one. So what I'm saying is that the three pieces all in this area are completed. So what it's pretty much telling me is that what I'm going to do is just keep going back further and further until I find a three piece that doesn't get completed, which is technically the last three piece that hasn't been completed yet is this one. For the reasoning that if this was a three piece right here to go down, it already broke that high. So what if the daily flips? Yeah, the daily flips. This is what I was saying though. Bands, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but look it on the daily. There's a 42 that formed right here. Okay, so look, a 42. Yo, is Toby? Hello, what up? Glad to see you, Toby. Appreciate you for stopping by. I'm just going over this chart real quick. Appreciate that, Toby. Appreciate it. But yeah, so bands, this is the idea that I have on the daily. Look, check this out. This is the idea what the 42 gives me. Okay, so look, looking at the daily, there's a three piece right here, correct? Look at inside bar. It would need to break this high to create a three piece for us to go down. But since this one never broke the high, it created a 42, and the low of the 42 is right here. So when this candle broke the low of here, it created the 42 idea. And this is where I say, how would you know how low the 42 goes? You go to a previous time, a smaller time frame, and you find the low, the previous low. So this is on the daily. You go to the 4 hour, and then look, this is the previous low right here. Let me delete these. This is the three piece bars right here. But look, the previous low of where you would look is this candle right here. So you put a line at the low right there, at the dotted line, and then you go down to the 1 hour. That's where, look at exactly the fake out happened at, exactly at that line. So when this would have broken here, you would have just tried to get in at the lowest wick possible, and you would have been able to ride it all the way up. So that's where I'm saying though, is that on the daily, it gives me that information that this is a 42. So where I'm saying though is that the 42 already played out, which is this fake out to go back up. So what I see happening now though is that there's another possible three piece, but the thing is I wasn't watching it to know if it actually broke the low to consider it a three piece, or if it's gonna now consider it a 42. So what I'm kind of looking for though is that if it does flip bullish, there's a good chance that it's gonna at least tap this high right here, because if it taps this high, it's also going to signal that this is a 42. So if this is a 42, you go to the previous high, which is right here. This is where the fake out's going to happen at. So if we happen to start pushing up, but you have to remember this is also on the daily. So with this, it could take a little bit longer for this to all play out. But this is the idea though, is that in order for us to go down, we need to break this high right here. So since this 42 already happened, 42 signals fake out. Fake out already played out. Now we need to break these highs so we could come back lower. So that's what I'm saying, is if this happens to turn bullish, there's a good chance that we're going to break this high. And if we break that high, it's going to signal 42, and you go to the previous high to look for the fake out, and that's where this area would be at. So we would be possibly looking for a fake out like that. It could also be a breakout though, because it is breaking above here. It's going to also just depend how we close when we get to those levels though. So it could take a while, but that's where I'm saying now I'm on the 4 hour. I'm trying to figure out what's happening on the 4 hour. So this is where I was saying, now going to a smaller time frame, you have to find what's happening. So look, this is what's currently going on, and there's actually a 42 that's playing out right here. Okay, so look, a 42 is letting me know, boom, it broke the low. this already would have been your entry. Had you took in the entry on the break of the low, you would have already been up 25-30 pips because it already broke 25-30 pips. So that's the idea of taking this as a 42. But what I'm saying though is that what 42 information gives me though is that 42 means fake out. So when this broke the low, this is signaling a fake out on a lower time frame at the previous low. So I mean, you could even put the low right here. Let's see. I would say, let's see. This is also the thing. I would put it at the previous low. I would say maybe right there. But what this is telling me though is that technically, I guess we never made it low enough to create that 42. So if we do go down, it could possibly be the fake out down here before we come back up to break these highs. But this is what it's telling me on this 42 idea. Okay, so look. So now, like I'm saying, is that we need to create, this is probably going to create a higher top wick for us to continue down like that. So this could possibly flip for us to grab liquidity, and then it could start continuing down also. But this is where I'm saying too though, okay, so when you look left, this is where I'm getting this idea though, is that this is an incomplete three-piece. So the idea is that we need to break these highs over here. So if anything were to happen and this is signaling fake out down, there's going to be a fake out coming down that's going to give us the liquidity so we could come up, so we could come back down lower if that's the case. So this is where I'm saying though too, is that there's a good chance that we need to break these highs. Whatever happens after we break these highs is kind of up for debate. We could either continue up because of the war, or this could be the same thing like all these other times where we come up, come back down, but then we come up again, break a new high, come back down, and then we just break a new high, come back down. So the next time we break these highs over here, it could be the same thing, creating a new high to come back down again. Because like I said, the whole war is still going on, so there's a lot of I would say bullish pressure no matter what's going on. So even if we break these highs to come back down, it's just possibly to grab liquidity so we could go back up even higher again. But this is where I'm saying though, is that this is an incomplete three-piece that needs to happen. So if a fake out is telling me fake out, it's gonna happen a fake out somewhere possibly down here for us to continue back up so we could come back down again. So it's like a roller coaster, and that's what I'm kind of seeing right now. So at some point I do see us possibly continuing lower and creating a fake out possibly in these areas, but this is the one thing, if you look right here, this is what's kind of confusing me, is that there is already a fake out that happened. So I'm just wondering, or actually look now, if you kind of look on a 1 hour now, okay, so that's kind of what this is giving me. So I'm seeing a possible on this, and look, like what did we say about this, right? Is that this already created a possible either a three-piece or a 42. So if we happen to come back up, it's going to grab liquidity to come back down. So so I guess our target is up here at some point, but like I said, it's going to need to grab liquidity so it could make it up. And that's where this 4 hour is telling me 42 to go down so we could come back up to grab this liquidity. So this is where I'm going to try to look for something. I'm still trying to figure it out, like why is, I'm trying to see why is it that level, or maybe it is this level because of this. Like let's say this is the low right here. Let me see if that's the fake out. You can kind of, I guess you could kind of say that. I mean, it did kind of respect it and fake out just enough, because the reason why I say that is the same thing I did on this daily chart. When I looked for the fake out was down here, right? And I go to the 4 hour, that's where I find my low at, is on the previous hour. I mean, at the previous time frame, which is right here. And then that's when on the 1 hour, it is the fake out. So on the same thing, on this 4 hour, is the same thing now. Okay, so look, if we happen to go to the smaller time frame, this should be where our fake out is at, the previous hour. Let me see. Okay, let me check it one more time. The daily, no, that's the daily, and then the 4 hour gave us our zone, which is that, and then the 1 hour was the fake out. Okay, so if there's the 4 hour there, the 1 hour would give us our low, which is technically, I mean, if you do think about it, this is the low looking left. Before this happened, okay, let me see, at some point before this happened was right here at this point. So anything below that, it didn't happen yet. So that's where I say is that this is all still up here before that candle happened. So the low of this area would be this dotted line right there. So that would technically consider that being done already as a 42 fake, because like I said, that's the area that it already made the fake out so it could go back up again. So that's where I'm kind of thinking is that, let me see, the fake out already happened. So this already could have possibly been the wick to go back up again. So now let me go to the 1 hour. Let me check this 1 hour now, okay? Let me see if I could try to find a level on this 1 hour. Let's see. Let me remove this. Let me remove that. Okay. Gaza Nation, what do you use for support and resistance? I just use like the top of the candles. Like if you're kind of looking at the chart right here, you could kind of see you know, just the top. So what I would do is I'll put a line at the top of that and just kind of use that as an area. I'll find some support right here. You see that support there. I'll draw a line at the bottom of there, and if I need to adjust it, I will, you know, just looking left, finding those areas, making another support possibly right here maybe. You know, you just gotta try areas too. You know, the thing is I don't know if my areas are the most perfect areas, but the thing is when I use them on a higher time frame, let's say I use this area right here for the higher time frame, you might be able to see a lot more clearer. I'm wondering if that could be the support or if that could be the support. And how I was saying is, I wonder if that could be resistance now. Maybe, because I did have the line underneath it. So I'm wondering if that could have been, this could either be support or that could be the resistance. So this is actually to your question. You just kind of have to kind of take your best educated guess. Obviously nobody knows what's right, but if the idea is also not to have as many touches or breaks and stuff. So if I were to consider anything, this didn't break it, this didn't break it, didn't break it, and then this did break it, but it came back underneath it. So what's gonna have to happen, and this candle right here closed respecting it, so it could have created a resistance right there. So this is also explaining probably why this liquidity is getting kind of stuck. So let's say this was like a rocket ship. This is the gas, the power that's pumping it up, but it's just getting stuck right at that wall right here. That wall is just, it's like we don't have enough power yet. So that's also kind of why this is explaining, maybe that is important, that this line is probably a resistance compared to a support, like I was talking about. And yeah, now if you go to a higher time frame, the daily, it's right at the close of that candle. So it looks like it could be, you know, important. I use SMC. Ooh, that's pretty cool. SMC is pretty cool. I heard of that before, but I don't trade that. I use the DVS. All right, but yeah, so this is on the 4 hour now. Okay, so now when I go down to the 1 hour, I'm gonna change these areas for the 1 hour and just make sure they still respect, you know, as many areas as possible. We do see this break right here, something like that. Let's see, you look a little bit left, you know, we could possibly use these as fake outs. You could kind of say these are all fake outs, you know, fake out here, fake out, support, 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 resistance, you know, things like that. So that looks pretty good. So I'll leave that there for now, and that'll be on my hourly chart. And looking up here, kind of, you can move this guy down a little bit, maybe see what that looks like. And then even when I go down to another lower time frame, it might even give me something else. But yeah, let me see what's also happening on this 1 hour now. Okay, so this 1 hour has also created a possible 42 that's happening. So the break of, let's see, the low would be this candle finally broke, but it was in this range the whole time, just boom, just like that. And it finally did break, but it broke here, but it was just to grab possibly liquidity. So what I'm also kind of seeing right here on the 1 hour is that a possible, oh no, that's not that. Let's see, that would be the break there, that would be the break, so there. Let me see. So I see this area needing to get tapped is let's see. So this area, that was the fake out boom there. Let's see, that was the 42. So I see that 40 and that 42 played out. So let's go to the smaller time frame. Let's go to the 30 now. I want to check this 30 out. See what I see on this 30. This 30 is kind of crazy because of all that. That was a lot of during the news. So a lot of the news is why this candle just boom, boom, is such as nasty right there. That is not a good range to be playing around in. I'm just trying to see now because now I'm on the 30. I need to see what time frame gives you the best vision. You know, like sometimes it's the 30 minute, sometimes it's the 15 minute. You know, it always depends. Looks like maybe something like this, maybe. Because if you kind of think about it, we have a support there. We do have a break, all these breaks right there. This is just an ugly area, though. This is not a nice area to be in. And look, it's a possible, this is on the 15-minute time frame. This is a possible 3 pieces forming right here. Look at 3-piece right there to that. Would be to that. Boom. This is on the 15. Let me see that half hour. See what I see on the 1 hour. See, so I see a 42. That boom, that already worked out. Okay, so let's go to the half hour. Let's see what I see on the half hour. All right, so let me remove that guy. Let me remove this guy. I guess this could be like a big old range, but let's see if I could do something like this. And it's 5:30 already, so the market's already open already. So let me check something real quick. I'm gonna check something, guys. 1 second. And I appreciate you guys all for watching. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe button, hit that like and subscribe for me. I would really appreciate it. We're trying to hit 1,600 subscribers. We're almost there, fellas. Almost there. Let's get this 1,600, hit another milestone, and just keep getting better every single day, guys. I appreciate you guys for watching. And if you guys also want to join our Discord is in the description. And also my buddy Lassic, he dropped it in the chat. So you guys look in the chat, and the Discord link is in the chat. And you guys could follow us on Discord and also follow us on Instagram. We have our Instagram on there. And, you know, ask me personal questions if you need a more personalized questions. I would say not actual personal, but just more personalized for you if you need questions asked or anything like that about anything that I'm doing. I'm real transparent. You know, I explain everything I'm doing on stream. So yeah, so follow me on Instagram, follow us on Discord, and there's a lot of good traders in there, so definitely don't miss out. But yeah, so like I was saying is that, okay, so we have these levels right here that is kind of, this was the news area. That's why that looks so nasty like that. But what I kind of see happening now is that since this already played out, I believe, is that this was it still needs to come down more, I think. So at some point this could possibly be, oh, did it just do it? Oh no, it's not that one. It's okay. And look, it's let's see, this was a possible 3-piece right here. Damn, this is why I was trying to look for possibly something like this. So our area for liquidity would need to be somewhere possibly down there. So what I need to find is something that's possibly playing out either before or after this to find out where is it going. And this is where I say though is that I look for a possible 3-piece right here. There's a 42, I guess you could say. This long candle created this. And then this one, it doesn't look like a low even got broke. It did break the low here, and that's where that fake out happened. So that one already played out. So what would be next? Our next one would be this area right here. So let's make sure this plays out. So this plays out right here, which is the low of this three piece. So if you guys remember, this is the idea. Like, it sounds kind of crazy, but it gives me this information that I'm just like, as I talk it out, I unlock it more and more. So this is why I kind of like talking it out too, though, is explaining this. Okay, so let me just explain this. So how I would even get this area over here is because there's a possible three piece that hasn't finished yet. But if you look at it, okay, this is the possible three piece, and how we know a three piece is that it needs to break the high or the low. And on the 15-minute, there was, like I was saying, there's already another three piece that's forming right here. And then look at where it bounced off of, which is the previous three piece area, which is this bottom area. So like how I say though, is that if this wasn't a three piece, this created a 42. Look, so the break, this third candle never broke the high or the low, but on the break of that third candle, signal 42. You looking to the left, this is your previous highs over here on probably on a smaller time frame, which is let's see, maybe even something like this, maybe even on a 5, I bet you would see, yeah, something like that, exactly right here. Boom. So let me see. I'm gonna crack this right now. I'm gonna crack this open. So like, okay, so look at, like I'm saying, is that this created a 42, right? So for instance, look at the previous high right here. Boom. That's the fake out. Boom. So that 42 is completed now. So now the idea is that a 42 signals fake out to go down, and then that's where this finally went down. And if you guys remember, like I say about a three piece, it needs to go break this low so it could go up, right? That's where this 42 signaled 42 up to come back down to finally complete this three piece over here. So we're most likely is going to get a rejection at the high of this three piece, which is this dotted line right here. So that's what I'm saying though, is that this liquidity grab was the liquidity grab this three piece over here needed for it to continue up. So that's where I'm saying is that that's how I get the information that I'm looking at. It's literally just telling me, understanding how to read the three piece and 42 ideas. So like I'm saying though, is that, okay, so look, this is the three piece that needed to get broken the low. What happened? We broke the low. What's going to happen next? I believe most likely we're going to go back up to complete this three piece, which would complete this area right here. So what we need to do is it needs to come up here, tap that. That would be our area to complete the three piece. So, I mean, it could even go as high as up here, because understanding a three piece, when a three piece happens, you usually go to the previous highs also to know that's where you're looking for. So, I mean, if you kind of look at our previous highs could possibly be this area over here. So if we do go up, the fake out will be most likely, I think, if it does go up here, not more likely right here. If it gets rejected, it's going to be right here. So this is my idea, is that it's either going to get rejected here to come down, or this is going to be the one, if it breaks above here and closes above here with the top and bottom wick, my idea would be the fake out will be most likely up here. So depending on how these candles close, it's going to give me the idea. It's either going to be a rejection here to continue back down, or it's going to break above. It's going to go up to this area. This is where the fake out is going to possibly happen to continue back down. Not so much the fake out, but more of like just this will be the liquidity grab, and then it could just continue down, which will also possibly even create another 42, which is kind of just like how this is all forming. It's just kind of gonna just work its way back down again. Because if it wants to go higher, it's gonna have to like come down here to go back up. But like I said, if it ends up going up, then it's most likely gonna just grab liquidity so it could come back down again. So that's my idea right now, where I'm kind of trying to get to this point of understanding, okay, if this three piece is going to happen, it's going to either get rejected at this area, like it's getting rejected right now. There's a reason why it's not just pumping straight past this right here. So my idea would be this, is that it's going to end up depending how this candle closes. If this candle closes above this dotted line with the top and bottom wick, that will signal to me that we have the strength to go back up to these previous highs. And that's where the fake out most likely will happen. If it doesn't close, let's say it closes just with the, let's just say it closes with no top wick and it just closes like this. It just closes like that and either no top wick or no bottom wick. Most likely I would like a no bottom wick. Oh dang. So let's say it closes like this with no bottom wick. Boom. That's, oh man. Yeah, this is the one I don't want a bottom wick, because that will signal that it doesn't really have an area to, so if anything it'll just come back down again. But if it closes with the top and bottom wick, then that's going to let me know that, yeah, we have a good chance of breaking out above this area to continue back up to these areas. Because like I was saying though, is that if this three-piece finally played out going down to go back up, it's going to go to most likely the previous highs, and the previous highs is here. And even if it does that again, it breaks above here with the top and bottom wick, there's a good chance that it could even possibly even top these guys, because this is a three-piece that needs to get completed also. So at some point I do see this happening also, is that 201 could even possibly get hit. So maybe we could take a possibly even a breakout at these areas, depending on how it's looking above 1995, to possibly take a buy going up. Somebody did say early in the chat that they took a buy at 92 and they're going up to 233. So I mean, I do see, I mean, possibly, who knows. But that's 2007, so still a long way to go. But yeah, so okay, so like I said, so that's what I see right there happening, is that there's a three-piece possibly happening, and if this was the liquidity to go up, it's going to need to possibly most likely go to these areas, which is these highs. So I kind of do see something happening where we do kind of go up. So if that's the case, the previous highs would be those guys. It would be right there, pretty much right here is the area, 95. So if we did take a possible, I'm gonna see how this closes up. I need to see, like I said, I need to just keep talking it out. Give me 1 second, y'all. I need to get my mind right. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Oh, okay. That's the previous high right there. Hold on. Let's see. That's a 42. So I figured out. Okay, so that's gonna come back down and grab liquidity. Like I said, I see a higher time frame 42 playing out. Actually, no, this isn't even a 42. That's down here. 42 played out. Boom. Okay, that's playing out. Let's see. That finished it. That's that one. So that's that one. That one's done. Let's see. I see something like this tapping. Okay, that tapped. Alright, so that already finished. So pretty much what I see now is the next thing that happened is a 42 this way. So this could possibly be a wick down to go back up again. So if anything, this could be a bottom wick to continue back up. So I'm wondering if you were to take a bottom wick, it would come back up. Because this signal's 42, right? But then, like how we're saying though, is that there is a 42 on a higher time frame that's telling me, well, that needs to get completed first. But if anything, this one needs to get completed. So it's gonna most likely gonna come up to this area. Because if we need to come down, we're gonna need to hit this guy. And that's where I'm thinking it's gonna just grab liquidity. I appreciate you guys for watching. Also, if you guys have any questions, feel free to give me a comment and I'll answer your question best I can. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where this chart is going. I am getting a lot of backwards like things going against each other. One thing is saying up, the next one's saying down. So what that tells me is to stay out, because it's just going to be ranging in a tight area. So it is Sunday in a sense for us, the United States. So it could just be ranging, maybe even till London, maybe not even till London, maybe even possibly till New York. So you know, we could definitely probably be ranging for New York. We could just be stuck in this area. So definitely how to analysis. Yeah, that's how I'm doing it right now, just kind of going from the top time frame going down. But yeah, just as I keep going, I'll explain that. All right, so yeah, let me try to figure out what's gonna happen, and yeah, let me just try to keep figuring it out. All right, so like I was saying, is on this 30 minute, that's what I see happening, is that this high needs to get tapped. So this high needs to get tapped. So that's where I was saying is that until we break this low, there's a good chance that this could just be a bottom wick, so we could grab liquidity, so we could tap up here. I mean, it also does look like a possible fake out, but the thing is, one thing I know about fake outs is that this one usually doesn't, I mean, not saying it can't, but a lot of times it doesn't break this one. It's usually this one's the high, and this is the one that fakes out, just goes right back into the range. For instance, look at this one right here. This one was a high, and let's say this was a breakout right here at this level. It broke out above it, and then the next one that did come back into the range was below it. So it didn't break the high, you know? So that's what kind of gives me that idea that if this one didn't break, it already broke the high. So that's where I'm saying is that it's giving me the idea that it's going to start pushing up. And how I'm saying is that this area needs to get tapped if we want to continue lower. This area would also indicate the finish of this three-piece, and this is the most recent one that needs to get finished. So if that one could get finished, then I believe the next area of interest would be this possible top one that we need to get tapped. So at 2001 we need to get tapped at some point. But like I said, how we're gonna make it up there, I don't know if we could just, you know, do something like this or what, but I'm just gonna keep looking and I'll find it. But yeah, but this is also one thing too. If you guys are enjoying the content, make sure you guys hit that like And you guys also subscribe. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, because we try to go live every day we can. If we could get 1,600 subscribers, let me see. Right here, we're at 1,570. If we could hit 1,600 before I get off a stream today, I'll stream London also. And then we'll see what happens during London. And I could probably stream a few hours during London, because I'm also going to wake up for New York. But if you guys also want to find somebody that streams New York, if you guys don't know, his name is Don Vo. Make sure you guys tap in with the man, Don Vo. This is who's gonna stream New York, and I'll be watching his stream tomorrow for New York. But like I said, if we could hit 1,600 by the time I get off today, I will stream London also. So let's try to hit that 1,600. That way I can stream London also. I don't mind. But yeah, okay. So back to this analysis. All right. So like I'm saying though, is that these levels, the reason why I'm finding these levels is because I also understand the way I look at a three-piece. So a three-piece needs to get broken above here. So if this needs to get broken, this is where I was saying, look at what's happening with this candle right now. That would have been the perfect wick entry right there, because you could have already kind of predicted that that was going to happen because of everything going on. See, that was probably my entry right there, was that wick. That would have been my entry, because there's been a good chance that it would have already been up 10 pips, and there's a good chance it's going to hit up here, which will be like 15, 20 pips possibly. So that was, like I said, that's my idea, is that I understand that these levels need to be tapped. Even though this is a three-piece right here, like I said, the most recent one is this one that needs to get tapped, and this one is right above here. So it's going to take out both of these three pieces with just this entry like that, with that wick up there. So it could take out a lot of orders just with this one next wick. So that's what I'm saying though, is that if that were to happen, it's going to need that considered a fake out. Boom, boom. So let me go to a smaller time frame. Let me try to find something next, which is right here. All right, so like I was saying, look, this was a smaller time frame that gave me the idea that this was the 42, right? And that's why I knew on this higher time frame it was still going to continue up, was because the 42 is what gives me the information that it's going to continue up. So look, that was the 42. Boom, boom. Here, boom. This top wick broke the high of this area. So your entry technically would have been this area right here at 92 or 92.5 would have been the ideal entry to get in. And like I said, where I see it going is also possible. Well, it says the recent highs, but the way I see it is that it needs to tap this high right here. So even though the recent high is on the smaller time frame, it does say right here, which is technically where it's getting rejected at. So I'm wondering if, let me see, why do I have that line right there? What was that line about? All right, I guess you could say it was the high of this candle, which was the fake out of there. Oops. Look at the fake out. The high of that is there. So if that was the 42, the idea, you would look on the smaller time frame. You go to the recent high, which is right there, and then that's where I'm saying that's the idea of where. That's why this was the fake out to come down. This was a fake out to grab more liquidity to possibly even to go up. But then again, this looks like a possible, what does that look like? Let's see. It looks like an N, right? You guys can see this N happening. It's like this, boom, boom, like that. It's an N. And my name is Nick, so it looks just like my name, right? That's why I could see it. So when I see an N happening, look at what's kind of forming right here. That's what possibly was this idea, was this was the push back up again. So what I kind of see happening is that this could be coming up here to these highs. It could even break this high, but if it breaks the high, it's going to be just so it could possibly come back down again. But that's where I'm also seeing is that I see this like a possible N forming. That's the playbook. It's part of the playbook, right? I don't know if you guys are aware about the playbook, but the playbook is on Don Vo's website, if you guys are familiar with the website and stuff like that. Hold on, I see my Discord going off right now. Hold on one second. Hold on, I see this Discord going off. Let's see. Oh, Hey, sorry, Elastic. I don't know if you're still in the chat. I just seen the Discord for the phone call. I don't know if you. Damn. Do you want to get on the phone call with me, Elastic? I don't know if you're still in the chat or not, but do you want to get on the phone call and we could? But you'll be on stream though. I'm gonna be on stream for a little bit. Oh yeah, I forgot to friends. Ooh, incoming Liam. Hey yo, Liam, what up? Appreciate it. Appreciate you for the follow on the Discord. But yeah, and like I said, if you guys want to join the Discord, follow in the. Oh yeah, I gotta post this Discord in the chat. 1 second. I appreciate you guys for watching though. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe, hit that like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. We got 25 likes right now. I appreciate that. 25 likes. All right. Let me see. Actually, this is what I was supposed to do. We are streaming on, like I said, I always post in the Discord where our streaming at, all those types of things. So make sure you guys follow our Discord. It's in the link is in the description. So feel free to follow us in Discord. There's a lot of good traders in there. There's a lot of good people to help you with any questions you guys have. I mean, I answer a lot of questions in there. I show a lot of insight on things that I'm doing. You know, I might post a trade idea or something in there. But there's a lot of people that post trade ideas also. So feel free to join. Oh yeah, I got this area of announcements. Oh shit, my bad. I posted the wrong one. Go. Nah, I'm good, my bro. Bro's out here tripping. I appreciate you guys for joining the Discord though. Anybody who just joined the Discord, I appreciate it. I see the message right now. All right, so yeah, so okay, let me get back to this. Let me see what's gonna happen. Okay, like I was saying, is that what I do see possibly happening is that this being a 42 idea, it would go to the previous highs on a lower time frame, which would be this area, right? So that actually played out. So that was already done. Wait, is that? Oh, that is it right there. Those two candles. Yeah, boom, right there. So that's already played out. Okay, so boom, that played out. Boom, boom, that played out. So let's find this next on a 15-minute time frame now. So that's already played out. Boom, boom. Actually, on the 5-minute. Let's see what's on the 5-minute playing out. Ooh, look at this. 3-piece right here. Boom, boom. 3-piece going up. Gonna go to the previous high. So I see it possibly being this area, and that already played out. Okay, so that's done too. So that played out. Okay, so now let's go right here. All right, so now what I see happening is this possibly being another 3-piece or a 42 forming. So if a 42 forms and it happens to stay really high, I might take the break low of here to just come back up. I'm going to be seeing how this is going to play out, but how I see it possibly happening is this is the start. I mean, this is not that much of a room. So if anything, if it does happen to, Hold on, let me see. So what I see happening is that high needs to get tapped. That high needs to get tapped. So if anything, if it breaks this low and it comes back up, there's a good chance that it breaks these highs up here. Because like I was saying, on the 15-minute time frame, these highs, this high needs to get tapped. There's a lot of lines, right? But let me get, the dotted lines are more like the minor support areas and stuff like that. Okay, so let me see. Boom, boom. So what I do see happening is that, let's see, 15. Oh, that, oh, let me see, no. That one's done. So that would be there, and that would be that. Yo, what up, Israel? What up? What is FVG? FVG is fair value gap, Ruben. I don't know if you're familiar with the indicators and stuff like that, but if you type in right here at the top, there says indicators, and then you just type in FVG, there will be a fair value gap, I believe. You could also type in, there's another one right here. I have another one called supply and strong demand. What that also shows is the let me see, on a higher time frame, or it might be a lower time frame, it'll show the fair value gaps and stuff like that, which is the FVGs and stuff. It's not there might not be that many right now, but I don't know why it's not showing it. Hold on, let me see. Visibility, lines, yeah. But yeah, I don't really use them, fair value gaps, really like that, but so let me see, a demand zone. So we just hit this demand zone. So if we're gonna possibly come lower, this is an area we're gonna need to tap, is on this area right here. So this would be the tap of here. This is the tap we need. Okay, so that was a 3-piece that already finished. So that's good. All of that's good. So the only thing left over here would probably be, let's see. That's all done. That's done. That's done. Oh, that's done. It might just be, yep, it might be this area. So I see this 95 getting tapped, y'all. At some point, we're going to try to figure out what we need to do to get into this buy, so we could possibly, I'm wondering if we could even take a break above here. Like this guy right here, if we did a break above there, wonder if that could be like a, you know, just like a breakout trade type of thing, where we take it to at least this level up here. Because I do see it tapping that 95 area. The idea is though, but when and how. So that's the idea of what we need to figure out. But like I was saying though, is that, let's figure out where this high needs to go. What I was saying is that finally finished. That went to that high. Never knew Donvo trade like that. Oh yeah, bro. My guy Donvo, man, he's the best. Yeah, make sure you guys follow Donvo. He trades every day, live stream Monday through Friday. So if everything I learned that I know is I learned from him, and obviously some things that I added on my own, but that's the idea, is you learn from some really good traders, you learn how to trade, and then you just put your own little spice and your own little twist to it, and then just how you can explain the market, it's always good. So but yeah, that's the idea for that. So actually what I'm trying to do right now is I'm going to try to find these areas that need to be tapped, things like that. We do, like I said, at some point I do see this high over here getting tapped. Let's see. Actually, that's on the 15. Okay, it would be this guy right here. Yeah, I see this high getting tapped at some point. What we're going to need to get up there, we're going to find out. 94.2 looks good. Is this own concepts miss with Don? Yes, Israel. My ideas, like how I learned to like read the markets, a lot of things that I add to my own thing. The only thing that I really added is just the idea of like my idea of what a three piece is and a 42. I want to come up with mine. How did you do that? Yeah, so like I said, the idea was I learned from this guy. So everything that I pretty much learned, I learned from him. So what he taught me was how to read a market and understanding the playbooks and stuff. And this is the playbook on the back of my screen. You guys could find the playbook and just once you understand how to read this playbook, then you get more familiar with how to read markets. And so what I did was I learned how to point out my own playbook in a sense. So he gave me the foundation on how to find a playbook and what to really look for. And then as I got better at just trading and looking at the charts so much, that's when I came up with my own type of playbook, which is called the 3-piece and 42. We'll get into that a little bit later, but as the time goes on, you just gotta, I'll explain it. But like I said, the ideas was just really learning from Don how to read the market. And then I found my own thing of how I read the market and what I found to repeat itself. And like I said, is that I've noticed every single time. So how I came up with my ideas, bro, is this is how you kind of maybe come up with your ideas. What I did was I went to like higher time frames or just any time frame. For instance, if you were to take a trade, how and where would you want to take a trade? You wouldn't want to take a trade in this little range, right? So you wouldn't want to maybe look there. You want to trade from this down. That's where you want the trade. So what I would do is I would look in this area, what is familiar, and how would I find something to repeat over and over. And look at this is a good trade, right? So you would want to find what is happening in this area that would signal for it to go down, and then that's the trade you want. Like I said, you don't care what's happening here, you care what's happening here. So that's what I would do on how to come up with my ideas, is find out what you like to do and where you like to take your trades at. So like I said, obviously you want the biggest moves possible. That's where I came up with my ideas, is that I look for the biggest moves. Boom, 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 down this guy, maybe from here to that, from here to that, down from here to that. So what I would do is look for all of these areas, dissect that, dissect all of these areas, and try to find something that repeats over and over and over every time the market moves really big like that. So that's how I came up with the ideas of figuring out my ideas of what I see repeat over and over and over. And what I found to repeat over and over and over is what I came up with on my own, is the 3-piece. But like I said, the 3-piece is almost a little kind of like a knockoff of this salary play. It's an idea of what this salary play is, but it just a little bit fine-tuned, a little bit different. Whereas I understand it how, like, that's how I find my liquidity areas, is by like a salary play in a sense, which is this is not a salary play, but it's just the idea of an inside bar. So my 3-piece idea is that the second candle can't break the high or the low of the first candle. And if it doesn't do that, then it creates the possible 3-piece. And the 3-piece is when it breaks, the third candle breaks the high or the low of the first candle and then comes back into that range, and then that's the liquidity grab. It needs to go push it back up. So that's how I've been able to understand these markets, where I know a 3-piece, in order for a 3-piece to be completed, it needs to break this high in order for us to go down. So if this is a 3-piece that never gotten broken above, this is explaining why we never continued back down even further, because we never came up here to grab liquidity so we could come back down. So that's why I understand this is why this is not going to continue down, because in order for us to really go down, we're going to have to grab liquidity before that happens. So that's kind of the idea of that. So that's where I'm saying is I just understand, I learned how to read the market just from finding things that repeat over and over and over. And like I said, when I would look on a higher time frame, I would circle this area, and then you go to an even smaller time frame, and then you got so many candles inside of that circle. So that's what I'm saying, is that you go to a higher time frame and you circle the areas you want to study. You circle that box right there, you circle that 1 hour, you circle all of this for the 1 hour, but you go to the 15-minute, and then look, now you got a bunch of candles to try to understand what is happening right here, so you could understand how to read it. So if this is the area that you want to get into a trade, you have to study all of these candles and what signals it. And that's where I'm saying is I've came up with my own idea of understanding how these 3 pieces and 42s work. So like I'm saying though, is that what happened right here was a 42 idea. So look, this is an inside bar that happened, but like we say, is that we need to break the low or the high of this candle. And since it actually broke the high, but it never came back in, it would have had to come back down to activate this 3-piece. So once it breaks the high, now it has to come back down, breaking that, and your entry would be the coming down. But since it broke above like that and it closes like that, the next candle, which is the 42 idea, whichever way it breaks first, which is the first candle above or the candle below, but if you look, it broke above first, so that's what signaled the 42. So the 42 happens, now you go to a smaller time frame, it's right at the top of the previous high. So you look at this previous high right here, boom, let me put this candle boom like that, dotted line, that is where the fake out happened at. So that let me know, okay, fake out coming down, fake out going up, signals were coming down. So that's what's signaling coming down now. So like I said, now my idea though is I need to grab liquidity possibly down here for us to go back higher. And what we were saying earlier though is that for us to find this liquidity, we're gonna need to start tapping some areas that need to be tapped. And that's where I was saying there's this line right here that needs to be tapped, but then there's also, I believe, another one somewhere. Let me see, where's this 30-minute at? Oh yeah, right here. This is a, like I said, this is a 3-piece right here. Okay, so look, boom, boom, this never gotten broke, so it never broke the high, never broke the low. So what happened is the break of the 3rd candle, which is this, that would have been your entry right here, the break of this low, which would signal 42. And that's where I'm saying 42 signals fake out. So what happened, previous low, you go right here, boom, right there. Let me put a dotted line, let me put a line right there, let me just put it boom right there, put a dot, go to a smaller time frame, look at what happened, fake out exactly at the low of that. So that's where I'm saying, that's what gives me the information, is how to read the market, is understanding that this fake out is signaling, it's signaling certain things. So where I see this happening is this needs to get tapped at some point, this needs to get tapped. So if a possible wick comes up here, I'm wondering if this could be a possible this liquidity grab for us to continue back down. But this is what I'm having trouble with, is that I'm seeing a bunch of different things signaling us going up, signaling us going down. So if it's telling us going down, going up, it's just, this is what's going to happen. It's just going to range like that. So like I said, when I'm talking it out, it's telling me up, and then I go to a smaller time frame, it's telling me going down. It's just telling me the opposites of each other. It's letting me know that's going to end up being a range. Okay, so yeah, let me try to figure out these next little few levels real quick. Oh yeah, I see this level getting tapped. Let's see, where was that? That was that. Okay, let me see on the 15. What do I see on the 15? The 15, I see a 42, but then like I said, the previous highs, that was the fake out right here, which was brought us back into that. Okay, so now what do I see happening right here is this is a possible 3-piece right here now. Okay, so we're gonna see what happens on the break of this candle. We do need to go, I think right here, yeah, that, and let me see, okay, so let me see, this high, put it as a dot, and then this low is another dot. So This is a target. Yellow's a target. Okay, so boom. Let's see what happens. If it goes back up, this is what's going to signal to me that it's grabbing liquidity for us to come back up. So it has 3 minutes, and so let's see on a smaller time frame, 5 minutes. Let's see what's on the 5 minute. What do I see on the 5 minute? All right, let me see this high, 93.03, 93.045. Okay, so it never broke this high right here. So this is going to be a fake out to come back down to go back up. So this is just going to go back up right now. So what I kind of see happening is that this being a liquidity grab to possibly come back up. Let's see. Let's see, hold on, let's see how this plays out. Okay, so like I said, this is a 3-piece that never got filled. So this one, it did wick up, but what I'm noticing is it didn't break the high technically. So if it doesn't break the high, what that's telling me though is that at some point, this is possibly just a 42 that's forming. So that 42, let me know, okay, boom, let me see on a smaller time frame. That is the fake out right there, let me see. All right, so on this 1 minute, if it breaks this high right here at 91, the next target will be this area right here. So we're gonna see right now how this breaks on the 1 minute. If it breaks either the low, if it breaks the low, then that's signaling fake out to come. Okay, it just broke the low right now. So what that's telling me is that it's gonna need to come down to this area down here to start for us to be done grabbing liquidity. So now, yeah, I see it coming back down a little bit lower. So that wouldn't be no 3-piece that we would want right now. So yeah, I see this. Let's see. That didn't grab. So that could be the liquidity down there. Or let's see the preview. Okay, there it goes. Okay. So I see. Okay, so look, we're gonna see this is probably gonna be the fake out right there. That was the fake out possibly right now. We're gonna see right now. Hold on, let me try to find something. All right, like I said, I still see this high getting tapped, needing to be tapped. So at some point this high needs to be tapped. So let me see, hold on. There was that there, and this signaled up, so boom. Previous high, that tapped already. Okay, so that's good. So that never touched the high. So let's see. Yeah, look, it's not closing below this dotted line right here. So the reason why I have that line there, it's signaling right here. This is the previous low. That's what I've been noticing is when you find a 3-piece or a 42 or something start forming and stuff like that, it lets you know that it lets you know where it's going to head to, and then you just look at a smaller time frame and it's usually the previous low. So like I said, the previous low of this area, it was already below here. So when this happened, the previous low would be here, boom. And that's exactly where this area is getting this liquidity at. And look, that's exactly the area, but I just don't know how high it's going to go. Let me see. That will be back into that range right there. Let me hold on. Let me see. 1 minute. That 42. So that would be the fake out right here. So it's not a fake out yet. So look, this is gonna be the bottom wick. We're gonna see this next one happen. This is just gonna be my idea. You are gonna want to take the once this candle closes, I'm thinking it's gonna wick up to grab some liquidity back into this range possibly. Oh, let's see. We're gonna see right now. It could still continue down, but where I see it possibly, there's really no bottom wick either. Let me see. Okay, so that already grabbed the liquidity for that, so that one's done. So what needs to happen? Okay, so look, this is gonna be the fake out. Watch right there. So let me get rid of this guy. Let me see this one. Was actually, it was right here. So this is where it's gonna tap at. Watch. Let me see real quick. Let me see something real quick. Why did I have it there? The previous low. That's why. Previous low for that. Okay, so look, this was the salary play right here. So the salary play right here is what signaled that. 91. It's only 6 pips though, so that's not even that far. But I do see this possibly coming back up. Look, yep, watch. Hold on. Let me see why. Okay, let me try to tell you why. Why I have it right there. Okay, there's a 3-piece that needs to be tapped right there. Let's see on the 15. There's a 3-piece that needs to be tapped up there. So I do see it coming up to these areas. And look, damn, and see, that's my ideas of just understanding yo, what up, Adrian? What up, my boy? Been here for a minute, but haven't said anything. I appreciate you though, appreciate it. And Ruben, my bad, I just seen your message. What time frame? It's better to do it on all time frames, guys. Damn, look at that. That was the idea. But that's only about 8 pips so far. That's not even like crazy yet because we're on such a small time frame. But I do see it going back up. But like I said, look at where it got rejected at. Exactly this area. So if anything, this could be the reason why I have that area getting rejected is because this is also the 3-piece area. So it's letting me know, okay, boom, that's an area of rejection. But the thing is if we close back inside of there, there's a good chance that we're going to start making our way back up to these areas up here. So, and if we close underneath it, respecting it, then we're going to have to see what happens on the next candle. But I do, like I said, I see that happening. That's what that kind of is. And look at, that's exactly where the fake out happened at though. Look, like we were expecting it, right? Let's see, hold on, let me see if I see something here. Possible here, 42B. Right there, boom, yeah. Yo, the bill collector, what up, my boy? What's good, brother? Appreciate you for stopping by, bro. Appreciate it. Just going over this analysis real quick, trying to see what's up. But yeah, that was actually a good, could have been a possible good wick entry, but it ain't even that much. It's only 10 pips. That's why too. It's not like a, it's not that big of a move yet. So that's why I'm saying though, it's like when I'm looking for a move, I would have rather taken a sell here, you know, maybe a sell, or I mean a buy at here, a sell here. You know, you don't want to be, look at, and if the high of there and the low of here, and look at exactly where we're currently at. We're dead center in the middle. So you don't want to be trading inside of that middle range, which is why it's going up and down like that, compared to trying to capture this big giant move or something, you know. So that's what I'm waiting for right now too. You know, I'm not doing anything, taking any trades. I'm just reading price action right now. But the thing is the better I'm reading this price action, that it's gonna just start like when things start to print out exactly how I'm reading it, it's just gonna be easier to read. So like I said, I'm just waiting for my turn to come up, waiting for my plays to play out, and you know, just waiting for things to happen. So yeah, like I said, I'm just kind of waiting a little bit. I do see if we do take a possible sell, it will be some kind of wick up here to come back down. You know, this is a sell area I want to look for, because I do see these areas needing to get tapped in order for us to continue down back to these ranges down here. So we're kind of already almost at the bottom of this range, but that's where it's saying it's not going straight down, because it needs to grab this liquidity. But for instance, this is a 3-piece on the 15-minute, which just created a 42. So if we created a 42, this is what's telling me right now. Honestly, this is going to be on this wick up. I might take a sell coming down. If this could break this, I wanted to break this high. Let me see. This high is 91.62. Low 91.60. So it did break the high. Okay, so that would have, man, I'm a half second too late. So what I wanted was this line to get broken, and it did get broke. So that would have been our ideal entry, I think, because I see it coming down. Because like I said, if this is a 42 happening, it's gonna go down to the previous low. This previous low is down here around this 90 area. So if that's the case, I see it coming back down to this 90 area. Maybe right here, 90.5. So that's where I'm saying though, is that would have been the top wick, But then this is still only 9-10 pips. This is not nothing. This is nothing. I'm sorry. Retract of what I'm saying. I'm not even. I shouldn't be even be looking for a trade right now, because this is such a small range. Like I said, even if I do catch it and to get to this area, it's gonna hit off of here and possibly go back up. So it's just in a small little range. You want to stay out of that range. You really want to look for this area, possibly this area. And like I said, we're dead in the middle. So sorry, I just get ahead of myself sometimes. You know, I'm so eager to take a trade, and it's hard when you start to read the charts and it starts to play out exactly how you're kind of calling it. But like I said, discipline. You want to stay disciplined, y'all. Good morning, Jonathan. Good morning. Hi, I am Indian, so I choose Forex. Hey, brother, I appreciate you for choosing Forex. Jonathan, where market predicts will move for this new week? Will it reach all-time high? Jonathan, I do see us tapping some higher highs before we continue down. So the reason why we haven't continued down lower is because we never tapped these highs up here. So what we need to do is at least make it back up here, and our major decision level is going to be back up over here at these highs over here. So what I see happening is at some point, once we make it up here to this, let's say 2004 area, this 2004 area is going to be the decision area. This is where it's, I believe, going to either be a possible fake out to come back down, or it's going to be the breakout and continue up. But the thing is it's only going to possibly go so high. I don't think it could obviously hit 3,000. You know, it's just going to go up, grab liquidity, come back down, and then maybe do it all over again. But like I said, every time it does it, it creates a new higher high. Like I said, look, boom, high, higher, higher, and then this one we kind of got lower, but same higher, higher, higher. So we could be creating a higher to come back down again. So it just depends on how the market's going to print. But like I said, what I'm kind of reading is I do see at some point we are going to need to tap this 203, 204 area at least before we continue down if we want to go lower. But yeah, that's my idea about that. Is like I said, the area I see tapping is this 204, 203 area. But that's could be the whole week and stuff. You know, who knows how long it'll take. Let me see. Let me try to find something. And look at, guys, it's moving down exactly like we were expecting, right? Why? Because like I said, there's a 42 happening. 42 signals fake out. And then this was the previous low. So this would be the low. So if there was a fake out to happen, the fake out would happen right here at this white line. And why would it happen there? Because it's the previous low. You look right here. This is that previous low before we, like, you know, there's a resistance and then boom, previous low before moving up. So that's what's giving me that information. So that's what I'm saying, guys, is it's important to understand this 42 idea and the 3-piece idea. The most important one, though, is I think the 42 idea. The 42 is, man, it's magnificent. I love it. It gives me so much information. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Excuse me. Yo, what up? Sorry, guys. All right, let's get back to this. Let's get back to it. What do we see? What do we see happening? Like we were saying, though, we did say a fake out right here, right? Look at what happened. Boom, fake out. Oh my God. Look at this, y'all. Look at what happened. A damn three-piece. We didn't even see that. Damn. See what happens when I step away? But what that signals is a possible movement up, that we need to start moving up to this next area. So I do see us moving back up here again on this smaller time frame. So the smaller time frame is signaling that we're moving up. Yep. And if this breaks this is going to signal a 42. So what most likely will happen is at some point the fake out's going to be coming back down again. We need to see what happens. Either the low gets broken first or the high gets broken first. Depending on, there's no bottom wick on here, so I'm assuming this is just going to be a bottom wick to come back up again. So if we break the low, though, it's going to signal 42 down. And if that signals down, then the previous low is right here. And what's going to happen now, we're going to go a little bit lower, create a new lower low so we could come back up again. Like, it's almost breaking it, but this is why, like I said, it's if it breaks this low, it's going to come down here. But if it doesn't break this low and it breaks this high, then most likely it's going to at least, it could either stop here, or it could even stop up at these areas up here. Oh, actually, okay, so look, now it broke the low. So what that tells me now is at some point there's going to be some kind of fake out down here to signal us to go back up. Well, this is the ideal, exactly what happens in a ranging market when you're just ranging back and forth. Like I said, things say they need to go up, but then they start going down. Like I said, a three-piece signals up to the previous high, so we need to come up here. But the thing is what just played out is a possible 42, and a 42 is signaling down now. The signaling down is signaling down, so we could come back up. But that was the idea too, is to find a possible like onion play. But look at, this is just nothing you really want to be a part of right now. I'm good off of that right there. I'm good. But I appreciate you guys for watching, though. If you guys are enjoying the content, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,600 subscribers. If I hit that 1,600 subscribers before I get done streaming today, I will stay on for London and we'll be busting an all-nighter. You guys know how that goes. So let's get up to 1,600. Hit that like and subscribe. And also, if you guys want to join our Discord is in the description. So feel free to follow us in Discord and also on Instagram. Our Instagram is also in the description. So feel free to join. And we're always doing things in the Discord. You know, a lot of different traders in there. A lot of different, you can have different ideas, different people trade crypto, all those good things. So make sure you join the Discord. But I appreciate you guys for watching. We got 22 people watching, 22 real soldiers right now. I appreciate you guys. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and, you know, we'll discuss. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And we got 33 likes, y'all. I appreciate you guys for liking. I appreciate it. Yeah, let's go, baby. I've been missing the stream, though. I've been missing chat. Everybody in the chat and stuff. Everybody that always comes by. I do appreciate it. Always, always. Appreciate you guys, though. Appreciate it. Yo, what up, Romeo? Romeo, oh Romeo. I appreciate you guys though for watching. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. But yeah, let's see where we're gonna be heading. Okay, so like we were saying earlier, is we do see these highs needing to get tapped, right? So if we need to see these highs get tapped, that's what this coming down lower grabbing liquidity could be. We do have this little support area here. Actually, what I see happening now is we needing to come down here to this 1989 area, because in order for us to go up higher, I think this is where the liquidity needed to be grabbed. So if we possibly might look for a possible buy, this might be an area of interest to really look out for. Or maybe even 1988 might even be an even better one, because there's also a, well, let me know, actually this already got completed, so that's done. Here, let me see something. This is the one that hasn't been. Yeah, so I think 88, 89 will be the area of interest, because if we do break below this 89 area, we'll be getting back into this range of this area. And if we break that, then but as you can see, there's fake out kind of thing happening. So what I see happening is a possible, you know, 3P, this liquidity area getting tapped down here. Hi, Don. Thanks for the show, brother. Really means a lot. Hey, no worries, Romeo. Appreciate you for watching. Appreciate it. All right, so look it. Now I see a possible three-piece right here forming. We're gonna see what happens here. If it doesn't break the lower high, so what I see, let me see. That one already happened, so I see that. So maybe this 91 needs to get tapped first. Let me see. But yeah, this is like a sloppy area. You definitely don't want to be in this right now. Yeah, that's done already. So this is done. All right, so that's done. The next thing I do see though is this possible. There's either a three-piece forming right here, or this did close below this range right here. So it'll be the previous low, so it'll be like that. So this could just be a liquidity grab right here, I think. So let me see if that's the case. Here, 10 pips would be kind of high. No, it's not that good. I don't like that. I don't like that much. That did technically hit that bottom wick though. Let's see. seeing, and it won't go. It would only go about here, which is that it's not that big of a range. So I don't like that either. So this could just continue back down. And that's where I'm saying though is that these are the areas you might want to grab some liquidity at. Possibly even lower, maybe lower like, well, but no, like I said, this technically, well, yeah, that already completed. Okay, that completed, so that's done. So I think the next area though, in order for us to touch these lows, is that we are going to have to, I believe, break these highs. So this is what's kind of telling me the idea that if we were to come down, we could be tapping this 89 area, and then that's what brings us back up to here. So we could possibly continue back down here. But like I said, all that needs to happen is that this high needs to break, and then this is the decision area. So this is where it's either, there's obviously only two options: break above or get rejected. But this could also, like I said, this could be this bottom wick into this area. And the reason why I even point this area out, if you guys are wondering, it's not just random. It's because of the understanding of a three-piece, which is this candle here, this one here, and it's either the break of the high or the low. If it wanted to go up, it would have had to break this low right here to go up. So since it did go up, that is what really did signal. Let me see, this was the 1, 2, this was the third. So technically the third got broken going down. So what that said though was a fake out going down, which is pretty much this right here, was with that to go back up. Alright, so like I'm saying though is that, and then it did break back above here also. So once it did that, it completed this whole thing. So the next thing that formed after that was this three-piece right here though. But this is one, like I said, also signaled a 42 to go down. So previous low was this area right here that it did finally break. So maybe I wonder if that could be maybe that was the area of interest though, was this dotted line. So I'm wondering if we would have taken that dotted line, that would have been the ideal trade right there. Like I said, this is what we were waiting for, was this tap of this dotted line, because we knew this was a three-piece area. So that is the rejection area we possibly should have taken. Like how we said though, this was the ideal wick entry, that point right there. If we would have been able to get in there, we would have been already above this 10 pip area. But this also doesn't have a top wick, so what that kind of does tell me is that this needs to create a top wick at some point. So this could just be, you know, but this, like I said, this, it needed to create these top wicks, is it needs to go down to go up. So I'm wondering, like I was saying, is that this is the bottom area of this area, where this could be the area where we grab this liquidity. But we are starting to move down. That's one thing too, is that there is two levels starting to get broken, which is also this thing right here. So look, 1, and then this is 2 right here. So the break of that candle would have possibly been even another entry. So like I said, where is that going to go? The next low, which is around these areas. But like I said, I see this dotted line needing to get tapped. But if this area gets tapped, that's where I think it could possibly continue back up, just to grab liquidity so we can come back down. But yeah, we're going to see right now. You take a trade yet? Nah, Crobbins, I haven't taken one yet. I'm just kind of going over a few things, trying to find something, retest, and it goes boom. Yup. There it is. This was the idea though too, Crobbins. Let me see. There was, I believe, okay, so look. There's also I believe there was like a 42 that formed right here. Look, 42, boom. This candle right here, that was the break of that low. So I mean, you could have even taken a trade from 90.7. That would just be 10 pips though so far, so that's not even that much. So I was trying to stay out of this range because it was kind of small, but the idea is, like I said, look, it created a 42 and it goes to the previous low. So where you go to the previous low is this area right here, which is exactly where this is possibly going to be creating a fake out at. So if that's going to create a fake out, that's what's going to bring us back into this range back up here, I believe. So this will be our next retest, which would be this dotted line up here. So if we happen to do a fake out here, it'll be just like how this other one was, where I seen like this. Look at where on the 5-minute chart, I had this idea right here where this is a 42 that formed, right? So this was supposed to be a break of either the high or the low. It broke the high. It went to the previous high on a smaller time frame, which is exactly where the fake out happened at. That's where I'm saying Crobbins too. I know you answer a lot about the 42s and stuff, but this is important information to understand about the 42 is that a 42 goes to the previous low. That's where you need to look out for the fake out at. So what I'm saying is that, look, this is a 42. This was the one that broke the high. So on a smaller time frame, on a 1, it's better on a higher to smaller, but even on the 1, you can find these areas where this high would have, it even goes down to the 30-second chart, but I don't even have that low, so I kind of have to stop here. But that's where this fake out happened at. Like I said, it would be the previous high of that. So what I'm saying though is that, look, this is giving me the idea. This is a 42 breaking of the high. It created that, boom, it did that. So it did what it needed to do already. And where I got this next one is that this is another 42 right here that just played out right here. Boom. This was a 42 that gave us the idea to come down here. But I see like there's also this 3-piece right here. Okay, so look, this is where that probably happened. Like, ooh, I think it's dropping though. But look, this is where we were trying to get these ideas. See that our ideal entry would have been this retest right here, right at this point. That would have, we were talking about it, but yeah, we didn't take it. I didn't think it was gonna continue down. I thought, okay, boom, here, come back up possibly, but no, this thing just went straight down to grab this liquidity. But the reason why, like I said, this is liquidity area is because there's this 3-piece right here, or it's a 42 technically, that, you know, it needed to break this dotted line down here for us to go up. But since now it broke that one, I guess you would need to try to find the next one. The next one down here is right here at this low, pretty much this low, exactly where it tapped at. Look. And the reason why, Crobbins, look, if you guys looking at where I got this idea is from the 3-piece right here. Look, boom, boom. This is a 3-piece right here that formed. So in order for this 3-piece to finish, it had to tap this dotted line. So I guarantee when I look to the left, it's going to start going up from this point. That's where I say, look, boom, it tapped exactly that dotted line. But that's where I'm saying, look, this is a 3-piece over here that needed to get filled. That is the bottom of this area right here. So look, boom, that's what got filled, and that's where the liquidity grabbed it to go back up. So that could be the area possibly where now we start taking a trade possibly to go back up. But could this be the bottom? Possibly so. It just kind of depends on a higher time frame maybe. Let me see. Yeah, so if we break here, then yeah, we have a lot lower to go. But if we stay above here, it's kind of giving the idea that we're not really like that bearish yet. But I mean, I guess this is a second level. Here's one level, here's 2 level, boom. So I mean, we could be testing these lows maybe. Yeah, okay, so yeah. So look at, okay, so this is what I see. Okay, so look at, like I said, this is a 42 that formed. The break of there, you would go to the previous low. So the previous low, I guess, would most likely be this bottom over here. And that's the idea of that 3-piece getting filled. So now that this 3-piece got filled, I think at some point it needs to grab liquidity going up. So we're going to see how this plays out. Maybe this could be the possible that bottom that we might have wanted to take possibly. 88.6, so it's only up 4 pips so far, so that's not really, like I said, this is the area we really want to kind of stay away from, to be honest, because everything is kind of just telling me one thing and another, because like I said, I see this high getting tapped, so if some point if that needs to get tapped, all this is doing is coming down and grab liquidity, so we could go back up. And I don't know if you guys know, in America we celebrate Halloween, and I got a bunch of candy, not because I didn't go trick or treating or nothing, but just because, you know, when you give out candy, I didn't give it out, but my parents, they gave out candy, and when I went by their house today, they had a bunch of leftover candy, so I took a bunch home. So that's what I'm gonna munch on right now. Pretty much all you can eat chocolates. But how you guys doing today? Appreciate you guys for watching. If you guys wouldn't mind dropping a comment, let's drop a comment. Let's get this chat moving. Get some chat. Ask me some questions. So maybe 87 is our target. Damn, man, I really do wish we would have got into that trade up here. That would have been my perfect entry. Thanks for streaming. I trade better with the stream going. Yeah, for sure, Babo. It always helps, because like I said, you're just here to, you know, you're not copy trading. You're doing your own analysis, and it's always good just to hear somebody else's take, and, you know, maybe targets they're looking for, and you can match them up with your targets and stuff like that. So I know what you mean, bro. I like doing that too. I wonder if 87.00 needs to get tapped. It might need to break these lows. It might really need to break these lows. Man, that was actually, if you really do think about it, everything when we were reading this right here, everything was telling us sell, but I didn't think it was going to break like that. Like I was saying, I thought it was going to range a little bit more, because it's open now. I mean, London was open, but bro, can any trade run in? I don't have no trade right now, if that's what you're asking. I don't have no trade right now. But like I said, we've been doing this analysis, trying to figure out where we're going to be looking for. But yeah, like I said, when we're looking at this area, that was our ideal. That would have been perfect. But since we missed that, now we got to wait for something else to play out. Damn, look at this thing. Damn. That thing is moving, bruh. There it goes. Tap that. And that was the ultimate move. So that would have been about 30-40 pips right there. And I was trying to find that, but like I said, when I seen it up there, it made sense. We were talking about it, but it just, like I said, we couldn't get my finger on it, couldn't point it out. Something was there though. I knew something was there. Talking about like that. And then if you got that, then you got this right here. You got a house, bro. And look, you got a little chimney right here. And got a little smoke coming out. Bruh. Is that what you mean right there? You got a house? That's crazy. No, Friday week. Friday week. Oh yeah, I'm on a small wait, but you said 5 minute. Yeah, all this is Friday right here. Oh, I hear it. I hear you saying like this right here. Like that. Huh. I see what you're saying. And then look, if you got that, then guess what? You got another house, bruh. Nah. No, I feel you, bro. I feel you. I see it. I see it. I see what you're saying. I used to trade like that too back in the day. I used to do patterns and stuff. It's not wrong. I mean, I feel you, bro. I just don't know how to read them like that good no more. Yeah, this is kind of why we're getting stuck right here too. But I'm wondering if we break out of that, could we take a possible sell? This is gonna be closing right now the next 5 minutes, but I need to see how it closes. If it closes underneath this dotted line, it could be a sell. This is gonna close in 15 minutes. Yeah, it's closing below there. It's closing respect. Nah, I have a lot of these supports right here. I don't really like that. Damn, but this was the perfect area if you think about it. Either that right there, because look, we had this pump up and that was just the resistance. That's pretty nice though. That's pretty nice. Waiting for a pump though. Damn, I know. This was that pump down though. That would have been the move right there. I mean, we were talking about it, but man, what was so nice about that gave us that information? Oh yeah, it was this 42 that was happening right here. Remember guys, when this happened, it actually wicked down first. So it wicked down first, signaling 42, and then on its wick up, this is when we seen, okay, this is the bottom of the 3-piece. Where was the 3-piece at? Oh yeah, right here. This one, look, bottom of that, which is exactly right there. And once it hit that line, I told myself if the next one wicks up, I would have taken that trade. But the reason why this activated it was because it ticked just enough above that line. That's all you need for it to activate. So GG's. That was a good move right there. That would have been ideal. So what do you guys think is gonna happen? What I'm thinking, like how am I gonna screw as many people over as possible? Not me personally, but if I was like a market maker, you know, I'm like, what would I do to make people believe it's going down? Is do this, and then right at the last minute send it back up. Because we're not like we're bullish on like a higher time frame. As you can see, look, we're moving up. So even though that this is kind of coming down, we're not going to be bearish until we break below this 1977 area. So at if you look at the how big the moves are, okay? So let's say, for instance, this was a big move, but it got stuck at that point. The move up was pretty big. Move down, not too big. Look, move up, pretty big. Move down, not too big. Move up, pretty big. Move down is most likely not going to be that big. So what's going to happen is, because I think we could just be doing something like this. Still moving up, but it, like I said, it's just going to be kind of zigzagging. But as long as we're above this area, I believe we'll be bullish. So that's why I'm kind of not like, I'm not thinking this is just going to fall to the zero. You know, it's like there's a good chance that this is just like I was saying. If I'm thinking like a market maker, one second, I need to plug my laptop in. So yeah, so like I'm saying is that if I'm like a market maker and I'm trying to like make people lose money, it's making everybody think it's going down. So once everybody jumps on the going down train, what do you think they're going to do? Probably send it up, hit everybody's stop losses. So what do they always say? Like when you enter a trade right here, what do they always say? Your entry is my stop loss. Or no, not that. It's the other way. Your stop loss is my entry. It's funny when people be saying that. But look, guys, look at what's happening right at that bottom level. And like I said, that was the level you would get because it's letting you know that's where the fake out is at. And there was also, like I said, a 3-piece. Let me see. Where was it at? Where was it at? Let me see. Where was it at? How did I figure that out? Was it a smaller one? Oh yeah, it was right here. Look, on a smaller time frame. Look, perfect. This was a 3-piece right here. So in order for that needed to happen, boom, boom, look. Look, fake out going up. Let's see. I don't really know. But that's what I'm saying is that they're really going to make people believe, oh, it's going down. And then everybody jumps on the train, is going down. Look at what's going to happen. So if we start to create some kind of let's say structure inside of here, respecting these lows up here, there's a good chance that we could continue back up a little bit higher. Because like I was saying is that this was like an area we were looking for of like liquidity that needed to be grabbed, because look, there was a 3-piece over here that never got filled. So in order for it to go up, it would have had to break that low. So that's why I had the dotted line there. So this is what I'm saying too, guys, is that all of this is just giving me the information. So look, looking left, this is on the 1 minute time frame, guys. It gets a little hard, but I've been doing this for a good amount of time. Is that like I could just like I dissect it somehow and I get to the bottom of it and I kind of could find these areas, and look at now it's starting to move up. So look, so like I was saying, look, if there was a 3-piece right here that never got filled, it would have had to break these lows, right? So if it would have broke those lows, it would have continued up higher. But since it never broke those lows, is why I have that dotted line right there. I have a dotted line. Look at what happened. That's where this fake out exactly happened at. That's the fake out. Fake out down signals up. So if we would have been able to get in somehow or another, signaling up, that signals up. But like I said, this is only moving 5 pips. That's not, you don't want to take that trade, because it's not that big of a range. But what I'm saying is that that could be the signal of why I understand why we're not going to go lower. We just broke these highs right now. So at some point, like I was saying, is that we could create some kind of structure in here now for us to start moving up. Because like I was saying, is that if I'm a market maker and I want to take everybody out, I'm going to start dropping it, and then boom, boom, everybody thinks we're going down. And then look, what do you think? What do you know? It doesn't break these lows, or it's a fake out at these areas, just like how this was to go back up. That was this little fake out right here to go back up. So if that's the case, fake out down means the other way. So this is where we could be, creating it to go up. But then again, let's see. We're going to have to wait to see how these print. This still has 9 more minutes in the 15-minute time frame. So at any point, though, we could always close back above here. And if not, if we don't close in there, this is where we could possibly be getting a tap at. So if we get a tap somewhere, let me see. Where would the tap be? Let me see. The tap would be... I'll be right here. Look. This is the tap. It's going to hit this 88.5 area. That's... I'm wondering if I should take a sell if it hits this area. Hold on. This low is 88,620. 88,620. Let's see. 620. All right. So what I see happening... Oh, so that means it's going to go up another 10 to 15 pips. All right. So like, okay. So, oh no, that's the fake out. Okay. So look, this is why it's important also to understand to use different time frames. Okay, so look, if this was a 42 that signaled 42, it goes to the previous low, and that's where the fake out is at. So the fake out is happening right now to go back up. So I do see us coming back up to these areas right here. That's 77.8. If you would probably, if this would have gave a little bit bigger wick, might have been a better entry. Let's wait for this next candle to see what happens. But let me see, hold on. 42 fake out down. So this is signaling going up now. But like I was saying, is at some point there was a this is the liquidity area I think it needs to tap into. So if we tap into this area, there's a good chance that we're going to just do a little area right here, tap in here, and then we're gonna make our way continuing back down even lower. But what I'm saying those two is I see us being bullish because overall on a higher time frame we're still, look, and this has 2 hours left, so at any point this could always just close back above here also. But in order for us to go up, we're going to have to go down. So I think 86.5 might be our target, to be honest, for a possible sell if we do take a sell at that point. So this could be a bottom wick, or a top wick actually, which could give us this idea of even coming down to as low as 85. So let me see. If we could tap this 88.6 area, I might try to take a sell. And this 88.6 coming back down here will be just to that. Because I do see us moving our way up, but like I said, 1542 fake out going down, signals going back up. So signaling going back up. So let's go on a smaller time frame and try to figure out what's going up or going down. So let's see in this area, let's see what is playing out. So what I see happening is, see this low, actually right here. Okay, so this just broke, that broke the low. Now it needs to break the high. So it did break the high. So I guess this would be our resistance for that happening. Okay, so look, now this is gonna, okay, look, this just created a 3-piece. So look, this is gonna be a 3-piece that moves up. It's gonna move up, watch. It's gonna go back up there, and that's where I think it's gonna start tapping these areas up here. Doesn't have no top wick. Ooh, coming straight down. 88, 87.4. See, boom, right there. 87.4. 87.4. That's only 9 at 10. I don't really like that. I wouldn't take that anyways. But this is the idea of understanding. Hopefully you're still there too, Crobbins. Just understanding how to take a 3-piece and how to understand when to read it and stuff. If I'm looking for a move to go up, this is the idea of what you would want, right? So like I was saying though, is that on a, dang, was that the top wick? No, I still see it moving up. Like I said, that it needs to tap this area right there. There it goes. Yep. Look, it closed green, so that's a good sign. This doesn't have a bottom wick now though, so I'm wondering, okay, if it happens to just tap up here at this 88.6 just right now off a straight top wick like that, I possibly would take a sell coming down. But then again, this could possibly, I'm wondering if this could break above. Okay, like I said, this 15 is a 42 going down. So what that signals is a fake out going up at this point. So at this point, let's see what we see on the 5 minute and on the 1 minute. So on the 1 minute, what I see possibly happening is, oh, a 42 coming up here. So a 42 is going to happen at this point. So I do see this did signal a 42. So okay, so look, so now the 42 most likely will happen at this area, but I do see it needing to tap this 88.6 area. So if we could get this 88.6 area to get tapped, I see this coming back down to these lows, at least down to this 87.4. So pretty much what I'm going to try to do is, if we could tap this area up here, I'm going to possibly look for something to come back down again. Because I do see these highs needing to get tapped. It's bullish. Yes, it is kind of bullish. Like I was saying, it's technically bullish as long as it stays above these areas at 77. So it's still bullish, but like I'm saying though, is that we are kind of making our way. We did just hit the bottom of this range. I mean, at any point we could come back up and close above there, because this is our most recent support, and this one closed respecting that resistance, but also obviously above here. So at any point, but this is where I kind of see happening too though, is that I think we need to tap this lower area, which is around the 86.5 area. So if we need to tap that 86.5 area, that's where I'm saying is if we could get a top wick in here, tapping up here, that would be our target to start looking for, is somewhere down here possibly. So I'm kind of, maybe, you know, I'm gonna try to see if I could find a possible sell, maybe somewhere right there. See if I find something. But that's kind of my, I mean, like I said, the 15 is signaling that. So this could have also been a top wick, who knows? But I think if this top wick needs to happen, okay, so look, this is also going to close respecting this resistance and under here also. So if this next one could wick up and close, I mean, just wick above this dotted line up here, that's where I think I could possibly take my next trade at. But we'll see. I'm not sure yet. Just kind of waiting for it to play out a little bit. I mean, like I said, I do see it, and I would hate though if I take the trade and it ends up hitting these levels that I think it needs to tap. But What's kind of playing out to me right now is that this is all still playing out, and on a smaller time frame, I see this is the rejection area. That if we do get rejected, that could be the area. But then again, look at wonder if that could be already, you know. So I think if we do need to move up, though, we might need to close. I mean, we might need to tap these areas down here. Let me see real quick. All right, so that would 42, that go up, so that's gonna come up here, I see. And then is there anything else right here? Yeah, okay, so that's what I'm saying too, is that I do see this 87 at least getting tapped too. So let me see, low of here is 87.14, 87.35, so that is actually an inside also. So that would signal 42 down, which is here, to go back up. So that already played out for that. But this three-piece, for it to go up, it did hit that. So now where I'm seeing it though is that it did go down lower though. So what I'm thinking now is that this is gonna be, yeah, it's gonna need to come back up here, and then it's gonna almost depend what happens when we come up here. We're gonna, I wonder, oh man, I wonder, like I said, I do see us tapping these areas up here. I wonder if these could have been a bottom wick entry. How did I see that? What is that? Okay, that's the top of that. So, okay, we did just get rejected. This could be a bottom wick though. This could just be a bottom wick to continue up. Like I said, I do see us tapping here first. We do need to tap this, but what I see happening is that it's gonna wick above here to come back down. So 88.35 is like only three pips. So and this is one thing though too I see is that this is like a three-piece in a sense happening here. The low 86, 87, 86, 48. Okay, so that's still low. It needs to break that low also. Let me see this one. Low 87.05 or 87.08, 86.40. So that's still low. Okay, so these still need to break these lows at some point. So I see it needing to break these lows still. So if it needs to break these lows, it's gonna need to break